What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, I gotta talk about it, y'all. This preseason game was a step up. I sat up there and said prior to this that I wanted to see guys who were in the mode of stealing jobs. Guys who wanted to show that they wanted to stay on the team. And I'm going to give a shout out to a lot of the guys. Quan Martin is showing that no, this is not the end for me. Quan Martin, 2 interceptions in the preseason, and he must love getting interceptions in that Detroit building because this is the second time he's gotten an interception. Even though he didn't take it back for a pick 6, it was still a very solid interception. He's pushing to make himself a possible starter. Again, steal a job. He's making a strong push to try to be a starter in this game, on this team, and he's making it very difficult. I think that his motivation was seeing his man Devin Witherspoon become the highest paid corner in the entire NFL. So I think that Quan Martin is very motivated this year because again he's up for free agency after the season. So I know he's ready to make an impact. Next. Tyler Owens played very well. Played very, very well coming off the edge. Looked like he's really ready to step up now. Will they let him step up? I don't know. Seems like there's a chance that he could play a strong role in this defense, but we'll see as we keep going on because I don't know what he'll look like in the starting lineup, but he did play very well. Again, looked like he's trying to steal a job. Keion Allen does it again. Told y'all last week he looked great. This week he looks even better. The running back decision is going to be something big. I told y'all when they drafted Keion Allen, he was the only pick that made sense. And he's showing that not only does he make sense, he makes way more sense than you could believe. Have not seen Bill this preseason, so I don't know, y'all. I mean, Bill could be the odd man out. I mean, remember, he wasn't great in pass protection. They say he's catching the football better, but I haven't seen it. So, I mean, there's a difference between in-game results and practice results. And right now, I'm sorry to say it, I'm not seeing it from Bill. And Keion Allen is showing that as more and more that he's deserving to be on this team and on the roster. So Washington's going to have to make some big decisions. Sonny Styles played a little bit better. Still has some stuff he needs to work on. So does Leo Chanel. He also has some stuff that needs to work on. For some reason, when they're in the game, the defensive line doesn't seem as strong in comparison to where Harris is on the field or Cahill is on the field or even Jacobs. Like, it just seems like they may be calling the plays differently or better. The defensive line seems to respond a lot differently. So we saw the defensive lines, and it was practically almost the same defensive lines for Sonny Styles and Leo Chanel that it was for Cahill and Harris and also Jacobs. So, and we saw the defensive lines play better with them calling the plays than necessarily Sonny and Leo in the game. So we'll definitely have to see what's going on there. Josephs set up there and he was making an impact. Made an impact in the game. He's going to make it. He's trying to get him some playing time, and it looks like that's what he's trying to do. Jean-Baptiste again definitely played well. Looked like he's trying to get him some playing time. with Dorrance Armstrong's situation, there might be an opportunity to actually get an opportunity to play for them. So that's going to be a big deal, a very big deal. Also, Jaden Bradley looked good. Looked like a guy that he may want to steal a position. That doesn't mean he's the darling of preseason, but he does look good. He's a big target, big body, and looks like he can catch the ball. Does play special teams and all that, so that's a plus on his side. Luke McCaffrey might be out. And I don't have an issue with that because I just think that I understand you took a chance on him, but at this current moment and point, I don't know if he fits this thing. If he's only on the team because he's a kick return specialist or return specialist, that's not a reason to keep him. It's really not, especially when you can get other guys to do it. So that is important. Like I said, Jaden Bradley did look good. Last but not least, Callie McManus told Sam Hartman, "Here, hold my beer," because he took Sam Hartman's job, and Sam Hartman in that last series knew that his time in Washington was over. It's no getting around it. It's no need to talk about it more. It's no need to be concerned about it or anything. Sam Hartman's time in Washington is over. Absolutely over. It's nothing he can do. Because Callie McManus, even though we're talking about vanilla offenses, it looked way more good. It looked way better than it did in the hands of Callie McManus than it did in the hands of Sam Hartman. And that's very telling. Again, for y'all who follow my draft series, I told y'all Sam Hartman was not a great quarterback coming out of Notre Dame. He was not a great quarterback in his rookie season, and he's still not a great quarterback. He's not going to be an NFL quarterback, y'all. His time in the NFL is over, and he knows it. That's why he's slammed this helmet on the sideline. It wasn't because the play call was wrong. It's because he didn't get the pass off, and that right there was telling. Callie McManus looked way better than Sam Hartman, and Sam Hartman, his time in the NFL is over. I mean, good luck to him, but he can't be on this team. He just cannot be on this team. Like I said, now with Sonny Styles, again, I said it. He improved some, but he still has some ways to go. That doesn't mean that he's not going to get better. That means he just needs more emphasis on how to get the guys into their right positions, and how to get the defensive line playing a little bit better in front of him. He still was not shedding blocks like he was supposed to. He was still kind of, it seems like there's a lot of times where he's just crashing into the line, but he's not necessarily making a play. But that doesn't mean that he didn't get better, because there were times where he did where he came into the gap and he stopped the play. So, or he was there to seal the hole so the running back didn't come through. So with that, I mean, he did get better, but he still has some ways to go. And I mean, we'll definitely see it. Like I said, we saw guys sit up there and look like they take jobs, but we also saw guys that seemed like they didn't do enough to get themselves back on track or to be on this team. So that was my take on that. Here's something that I am concerned about. While I was watching the game, Jaden Daniels was in the game. I'm concerned that David Blau's offense is too recognizable to Ben Johnson's offense. I don't know if it's necessarily the plays or it's the terminology. But when I was watching the game, the thing that stood out to me the most was that for some reason, Detroit seemed to know where they had to shoot the gaps, and they knew when they had to back off. It was almost like they already knew the offense. And my concern there is that if David Blau's offense is too similar to Ben Johnson's offense, then we might be in trouble, people. Because it's an offense that's already been out there for several years now. And a lot of teams have come to adapt to it. In fact, we saw a lot of teams play against it last year and the year before. So I'm a little concerned about that. Because like I said, even though these weren't, like, and Dan Campbell lied, the starters were not in this game. It wasn't a lot of starters in this game. But it did look like they diagnosed. It did look like the Detroit defense knew what Washington was going to do on offense and beat them to the punch, because when we saw it, Jaden, the pocket collapsed on Jaden very quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, Good Jones isn't a great center, but it was just that the way Detroit's defensive line got in on Jaden as quickly as they did, that really shocked me. That really concerned me, because it just seems like they already knew what the play calls were going to be, what was going to happen, how it was going to be called, and everything like that. And that worries me, because, again, even if they're just going off of the way Jaden might call a blocking scheme or something like that, it could be something that was waking them up, and they're like, oh, yeah, we know this one. But it did look like that. It looked like the Detroit defense knew what Washington was going to do. And that really concerns me when it comes to the David Blau offense. It might be too similar to Ben Johnson's offense, and it might also have the same terminology, which would be very detrimental for us this upcoming season. So, I mean, but again, great game. I did like the outcome of the game. Detroit, they ran the ball a lot. But like I said, again, we saw an adjustment happen when some of the other linebackers came in, and it seemed like for some reason the defensive line felt more comfortable with them calling the plays than they did with Sonny Styles calling the plays. So we'll definitely see how this goes. We'll see how it keeps forming, how it keeps going about. We got one more preseason game. This one is against our brethren up the road, up BW Parkway. We'll definitely see how this maps out for us. One other thing, tight end room. Nobody stood out. And, I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. If nobody, they all seem like specialists to me. Like, they either can catch the ball or they can block. It's not the two. And I'm overhearing about what Cager can be. I'm overhearing about what Yankov can be. The problem that I have is that neither one of them have been able to beat out John Bates or Ben Sinnott, for that matter. You know, so they still got work that they got to do in that tight end room. I'm sorry, Adam Peters needs to do his job and get another quality tight end in here, because this is just not going to work. The Saints may not be up to it, but I don't see an issue with calling the Saints to see if Jawan Johnson is available. Just see. Just call and see. See if he's available. And just go from there. But y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this preseason game? How do y'all feel about what happened in the preseason game? Did they show you enough to sit up there and let them make the team? Y'all tell me in the comments below. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. Like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.